Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Cheek, and welcome to Management 341 AI Consulting for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. And what we're going to do, we've done chapter one. You had to get the foundation under your belt, and you were inferring what you thought about the company. You looked on Google, maybe you talked to them, and you knew someone about them, but you were inferring what you thought about the company. And what we're going to do now is move from inferring what you know to real knowledge about what you're doing. So as we move from chapter one to chapter two, let's talk. Let me give a couple of slides to explain what happened. First of all, chapter one was really the foundation of the course. You officially cleared the first hurdle in your journey to become an AI consultant. In chapter one, you didn't just pick a business category, you picked a territory where you were going to operate, where you had local access, and you picked someone, hopefully, or some of you with a personal connection already, a company with a personal connection. So what you built was the first draft, positioning statement. It's an owner portrait as you saw it based on inference. It was your best educated thoughts on the building, or on the owner, and that you got it from Google and maybe conversations. So you recognize that 62% of businesses are losing thousands in annual revenues just because they're too busy to answer the phone. This is your thought. That's your hypothesis. Now let's move on. And this is your niche. You have claimed your niche. Now it's time to prove a hypothesis. Because the hypothesis is just your thoughts until you make sure that they're correct. And you do that in the confidence that we're going to build. You're going to do that by moving on to chapter two. And chapter two is the core shift from inferring what you think it is to the knowledge of this is who the owner really is. So this week we'll move into a deep knowledge of the owner portrait. Who really are they? The real shift here is from thinking about a client to actually talking directly to the client. Hypothesis, knowledge, and in consulting, the gap between what you assume and what is actually true is where many proposals fall apart. Your mission is going to be a 15-minute discovery conversation with that company you've identified. One of the ways that we're all getting sales calls on the phone, as soon as we get them, we hang up. Maybe what you say in the opening comment, hi, I'm a student in Dr. Ron Cheek's management course titled AI Consulting for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. And a part of our assignment is to talk to small businesses with less than 15 employees and survey them about how they are doing things in their daily routines. And then we're going to research and see how they could save time with AI and how AI could benefit them. Remember, you aren't selling anything, and you want to listen to their specific language, the way they say things. Listen for keywords they use over and over. For example, if it's a plumber, the plumber might say, I'm always under something and I can't get to the phone. Anything they use over and over, or any key terms they seem to be important, write them down. Because later on, when you make the proposal, when you feed them back the same words they've used, it's going to immediately break the ice, and you'll be surprised how this mirroring conversation has led to many successful proposals. So in our next slide, the magic number, cost of inaction. This is what we're really saying. What we're trying to tell this plumber or this small business, you're so busy and can't get to the phone, you're losing money for every phone call you miss. So I won't go through the method of cost of inaction, but in the chapter it clearly tells you it's taking a conservative rate. Let's suppose they charge $2.50 an hour. If you ever try to get a plumber or electrician to your house, oh, it probably starts at 150 base price. So use $100. Use something a little less than what they are. Use the calculations that are spelled out in the chapter. Show on an annual basis how much they're losing. And if they only got 10% of those or 15% of those costs, look at the difference it makes. And when the owner realizes they're losing over X amount of dollars per year that a problem a free tool could solve, you've got their interest. Then last thing, the standard in the journey. We highlight the AI consultant's journey in chapter 2. Everything you do this week, the technology audit, the revenue geography, and the emotional stakes becomes the blueprint for everything else you're going to do in the court. You've got to spend the time and effort to do this. Final notes on our standards. For the first 2 chapters, I'm encouraging Jesse to be pretty lenient on the grading. And the grades you're getting now are softer grades. My goal is to build your confidence out of the gate, letting you know you can do it, but stay sharp. The coming weeks are going to be a little bit different. So when we move on, you're going to be held to strict professional standards. Now, one of the ways you do that, when there's a question, if you answer it with a short one-line sentence, you're going to be penalized. Put your thoughts in and the more you put in, same old story, garbage in, garbage out. So the more you put into your statements, the better things that Jesse can find for you. Now, Jesse offers the initial grade, and I review every one. It's important that you look in Moodle and read my comments, because moving forward, some people, if you'll notice that chapter 3 is not open yet, that's intentional. I don't want you jumping forward. As soon as the chapter 1 closes, I'll open chapter 3, which you can always move one chapter ahead, but it's important to get the feedback from each chapter before you move forward. And so that what happens, Jesse gives you a grade. Usually I agree with Jesse. If I don't, I tell you why. And then if for some reason you don't agree with the final grade that I give, I assign the final grade, send me an in-depth email and tell me why you don't agree. Now, one of the things that's disappointing, I've set up a forum for each chapter. If you have problems, go in the forum and put the things you're having problems with. If you're having successes, put those in the forum. But then the other thing you have to do, Jesse's available 24/7. If you get to a question and you don't know how to answer it, ask Jessie. She's there 24/7. And everything in a book she knows everything about this now. So ask her, don't hesitate to ask her. If you can't get an answer, send me an email. You can't always depend on me on weekends. I try to check them on weekends, but I really can't always check them on weekends. So here we are, we're finished chapter 1. We're moving on to chapter 2 in our journey. I hope you're enjoying it. It's very important in your feedback that you tell me exactly what's going on. Are you blown away? Does it stink? Whatever. Because what happens, I listen to what you say. This course is student focused, and I will make the changes necessary to make sure you're getting the highest quality you can possibly get. Thanks for getting on the journey. Let's get working. We'll be finished in 8 weeks, and you'll be in much better position with your AI knowledge than you ever were before. Thank you. Have a good week. Reach out to me if I can help you.